All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome. So, today I'm going to be reacting to the Unreal 5 engine upgrade. For those of you that don't know why it's a big deal, is because it's one of the more popular game engines. This is what game developers use to make games. So, an update to the engine is basically like an update to all new games that are going to come out. So, let's go ahead and see the graphical update that we're going to be experiencing. All right.
Unreal Engine 5 has finally been released, and whilst professional and amateur developers move beyond early builds of the 3D creation tool,
Let's
as
go ahead and
before,
skip.
the unparalleled realism, immersive lighting, and by some of these demos, as it remains to
That's
be
pretty
seen how the
sick.
intricate environments demonstrated here will be incorporated into video games that'll run smoothly. Matrix City Sample Demo. There's a host of videos out
Oh,
there
jeez.
demonstrating the immersive qualities of the recently released Matrix City Sample,
Dude, if you could
itself
play
a
this as
great
like a
underscore in
game,
5 project. The crystal clear, clarity,
that
and
would be
motion-smooth
sick.
city complete with buildings, vehicles, and crowds of people, it's just missing Neo, Trinity, and friends to be the complete
Like
artifact. The
imagine
time
seeing
review
this
video
as
by
like
JS
GTA.
Films with its handheld shake and dusky lighting really sells the scene for me. I'm having a hard time convincing my brain that this isn't real life. Unreal Engine 5 Preview 2 Lumen Demo 4K by JS Films. JS
Yeah, if
Films
you don't need
recently
like an
unveiled
insane
graphics
PC,
illustrated
that
by
last one would
UE5's
have been
dynamic
sick.
global illumination system Lumen in this interior kitchen video. The natural light sources in this demo are rich in realism. From the hardware
Dang.
bathing the bay window's edges with soft window frame shadows to the glassy highlights of the kitchen tiles. Even the reflections of the kitchen appliances and fixtures reflecting off the kitchen tiles is realistically represented. The knock-on effect is a stuttering
Holy
frame rate which
crap.
hovers around 45 frames per second. So at present, this attention to detail in settings lightings isn't quite up to scratch for video games. The Coalition, The Cavern, Cinematic Test Demo on Unreal Engine 5. The Coalition's Alpha Point tech demo was heavily featured in our previous
So
Unreal
this
Engine
is
5
definitely like a
breakdown.
cutscene. So I'm not really
This
impressed with whatever they
character-driven
do to
sci-fi
cutscenes, you
prequel
know?
offering unprecedented
It's the
pixel depth.
gameplay that would really be impressive.
Their latest
Like this
demo,
is
The
obviously you're
Cavern,
not gonna
shows how
play like
video
that.
quality assets inputted into
That's why I
UE5's
was very
graphics
impressed with
engine
that
can
city.
be
But
rendered in
this
real
is just
time.
kind of like,
The glistening pool surrounded by serrated
I mean, the
rock
environment
really
you can set up
captures
whatever
detail.
environment you want. I'm not gonna be,
The
the
cavern
gameplay is
itself offer
it
insight
is what it
and
is.
reveals the
The
shadows.
environment is just kind of in the
The Spider
background,
Shard
and then this
Atlas
is,
Map
this is
from
just
Soul
a
Lights
cutscene,
Explorer to the
obviously.
Gleaming
So
Strands of Hair.
again,
Matrix
not impressed with cutscenes.
I love the calming tranquility of Ramon Mansato's Great Garden Path video. Something I touched upon a lot in the previous and Ramon's Nanite system whereby textures captured from the film quality art sources can be rendered in
I
real
mean, that's
time.
good,
It's
obviously,
something
but
that
that's
many
just a
creators use
rendering.
to imagine how the
Again,
surface
more
of that world would
background,
feel on
more
real fingertips. There's even a sense of freedom that
non-gameplay.
this level of detail adds. Perhaps my brain encourages this
It's
tangible
technically
sensation over this
possible
bench-looking
with
tool
Unreal
instead.
Engine, but that doesn't mean it's going to be actually used.
Unreal Engine 5 Destructible Vehicle Matrix Awakens Demo by Smart Poly. The demonstration by Smart Poly sticks the vehicle supplied with UE5's free Matrix City sample and crash test dummies them, showing how exceptional the vehicle's crumple zones are. Smart Poly states this level of detail is achieved by a complete destructible mesh cloaking the vehicles. Check out the range of damage suffering during a crash. The hood, absorbing impact, folds in half up to the windscreen, whilst bits of bumper hang off beneath smashed headlights. It's a more much dynamic response than we've typically seen up to now. Unreal Engine 5 Path
Now
Tracing
that car thing
Carbon
was pretty
Filler by
cool.
Blackout Nard. Were it not for the pristine duct tape sticking out amongst a raft of weathered rusty items, I'd have a hard time figuring out if the basement woodshop was real. The attention to detail by Blackout Nard is simply staggering with its spirals of wood chip, being a particular standout for me. Now, it's worth mentioning that lighting in the scene is achieved via real-time path tracing, which of course is certainly beyond the means of current GPU hardware. Real-time path tracing is on the horizon though, and when it arrives, we'll be hopeful that soft illumination and reflection from indirect lighting sitting in
I
car
don't know
frames
if,
and
if
buildings may
real-time
lend to
path
be just
tracing
as
is,
impressive.
you said something about real-time
Ill,
path
The Only
tracing.
Way Down,
I don't know if that's the
UE5's
same as ray
remaster
tracing.
for
I
Team
think it is,
Clout.
though.
Team Clout's upcoming first-person survival horror, Ill, has
Now,
a
this
great
is kind of
visual
what I'm
reveal in
after,
the
right?
demo,
Because obviously this is how it would
involving a
look when you're
zombie
actually
roguelike
playing a
plot
game. So
twist
imagine you play
with
Call of Duty and it looks
encircling
this good.
shrapnel characterizing its
This is
plot.
why it would be
Seems
important.
totally believable to me. The The character's
It's because you
handling is
get good
so
graphics
deliberate
like
and fun
this.
too, perhaps hinting at movement that is procedural rather than scripted. This is a tech demo though, so it's worth pointing out that whilst this footage has been captured in-game, it's possible it's pre-rendered. The features on display here may not be practical come the finished product either, but to me, I
Okay.
just love the visceral feel.
Yeah,
of this
so it could be pre-rendered, which is basically like it's like a skeleton, and then they basically render out a video afterward. It wouldn't look like that in real time as you're playing it.
In a pre-alpha build of upcoming
And then this is
Unreal
more.
Star
This is
assets.
clearly just a
It's
cutscene,
For me,
or
it's
would
all
be a
about the
cutscene.
reflections on the
So,
Horton great ship as it glides into the hangar.
or more than
Look
likely.
at how the metallic
Okay, there's
surfaces
definitely a
of the ship
cutscene.
reflects different kinds of light.
It's definitely
From
not
the sun's bold reflection to the
real-time
far
play.
lights appearing. This demo doesn't appear to be gameplay footage though.
Yeah, definitely not gameplay. Okay, now this is what I'm after,
Soaring
right?
over Metropolis has long been a dream for many a Superman fan. The problem has always been accurately translating Superman's power into gameplay mechanics. I'm not saying Unreal Engine 5 is the answer, but just look at the potential these Superman-inspired tech demos invoke. Crafting a deeply intricate open-world environment is of course possible in UE5, but it's the widespread destructibility which might pose insurmountable hurdles. Volad's Superman-type game does hint at the possibility for absolute destruction by utilizing Unreal Engine 5's chaos physics system to fling cars into each other.
Now that they already showed the cars in Unreal Engine. I mean, the buildings. If they could have some buildings like that, that'd be insane.
An alternative application for Unreal Engine 5 is, of course, creating animated movies. There's a handful of Star Wars-themed short films made in Unreal Engine 5 by AFK. But this one stands out to me for its dynamic lighting and reflective surfaces. Again, I'm taken aback by the look and feel of surface detail with a grubbiness to the Stormtroopers' helmets, enhancing believability. I believe the rain could have had more of an effect on their outfits, but aside from that, I'd be hard-pressed to decide if these were actors in costume or not.
Okay.
Untitled Project by Occlusional. Simply stunning is this teaser of an upcoming psychological horror game from developer Occlusional. The trees are so good in this teaser's outset that it's crazy to think Nanite doesn't support foliage yet. I'm captivated by the bleak lighting and immersive weather effects once the lightning strikes. And I love the appearance of the rain as it cascades down over the lake's surface. Perhaps most excitingly, Occlusional state that this demo is running in real time inside Unreal Engine 5. So, fingers crossed gameplay will be just like this by the time
What?
the game is released.
They're saying that's real-time gameplay?
2021 launch trailer.
What? I thought the whole thing was just like a pre-recording.
This here is an actual game that utilizes Unreal Engine 5 that you can play right now. Low Light Combat is a competitive shooter which uses shards of light as your only weapon. In terms of UE5,
I was gonna say it looks a little too dark for me.
Use of its lumen system, with the dynamic global lighting rapidly shifting the game's moon-based environments between a cycle of day and night.
I mean, you know, important lighting is good, but I don't know. A lot of these game developers just really highlight, you know, they act like lighting is end all be all, and you know, you'll be running out in the sun, and then your screen's got all that glare on it, like you're some type of camera lens, and you something. I mean, this.
Give this a blast via the free demo on the game's Steam and itch.io pages.
Don't get me wrong, the lighting looks good, but I mean, there's more to game than just lighting. So, like, see that effect, that right there. Look, what is this? Your eyes don't have these hexagons in the middle of them. You're not a freaking camera. That really grinds my gears.
And they're here again with this beautiful artistic concept. To achieve this level of detail, they've incorporated photogrammetry assets into UE5. And
again, detail is important, but it's not what makes gameplays or games look good.
Loves to play with the scene's sun position too. With the deep orange,
I hate that. I hate when you get these little things on your screen like you're a camera lens. Your eyes are not camera lenses. It doesn't look like that.
Perhaps not the most realistic looking, but still pretty darn good showcase of UE5's capability on this rundown. What I love about this demo from Amir Fela is the stark contrast of lighting employed to add intoxicating depth of field, provoking multiple mindsets depending on where the camera rests in this setting. For instance,
not impressed.
If I'm set and faint over happening outside, Five's ability to demonstrate the contrasting feel of different light sources is what's Project Grunt.
Now this is what I'm after.
Axel has unleashed as complete a demonstration of UE5 as anyone, and it's incredible to me that they don't do this for a living. Nonetheless, Project Grunt looks spectacular with windswept desert vistas providing perfect playground for our Grunt's aggressive
I mean, it looks
wandering.
good, you know.
I particularly
Like if you were to
love
compare
Grunt's
this to
hair as it
Warcraft or
beautifully
New
matches
World or
his hairy
something,
axe throw.
I mean, this
Just a
looks
little
good. And
sprinkle of
obviously, they're not
Pokemon
meant to be
this demonstration
photorealistic.
is
It's a,
very
you know, kind of
accommodating.
cartoony game.
Did you know that we
So, you know, I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I enjoyed checking out Unreal Engine. Hopefully, we'll have some good graphics coming in the future.